We got a brand new rate up summoning event for a new legendary hero in King Arthur Legends Rise. A lot of you guys might be wondering, is it worth going for Ceres? Personally, I think she's an amazing hero. She will be very powerful for PvP and for some PvE content as well, guys. So in today's video, we're gonna go over her kit. I'm gonna show you how to build her. We're gonna take her in for a spin. I might not be able to show you her full potential because, of course, I don't have her fully maxed just yet, but we're gonna leave all that on the side. If you guys want to put your hand on free rewards, you can click on the link in the description down below. Big shout out to all of you guys that are already supporting my channel through the supporter creator program, and click on that support Skratch Gaming, guys. I'm gonna be able to send you guys free rewards every couple of weeks or so, and it doesn't cost you nothing. You don't have to download anything and stuff like that. Without further ado, the new legendary hero, Saras, right? She looks absolutely freaking amazing. Her kit is very interesting as well. With the passives, 100% chance to trigger when an ally attacks. That's one of the passive. So we'll have 100% chance to gain increased accuracy for the rest of the battle. 100% chance to grant each Serpent's favorite ally effect resistance increase 1 for 2 turns. With the second passive, when using a skill, if you have 3 or more increased accuracy buffs on her, she removes them all. And when that is removed, 100% chance to trigger buff explosion on each enemy. 100% independent chance to charge each Serpent's favorite ally's attack gauge by 20%. So the more Serpent favorite allies you're bringing in, the better. With the third passive, at the start of the battle, gives an independent chance to grant each ally pain connection debuff for 2 turns. So this one, when hit by a debuff, applies the debuff to the target instead. So this is going to be massive in PvE, in PvP, pretty much everywhere, right? With the second part of the passive right here, 100% chance to grant each ally Twist of Fate for 2 turns. Triggers when inflicted with debuff, 100% chance to remove 1 debuff from themselves. 100% chance to grant each ally attack gauge increase immunity for 1 turn. Now this will only activate at Chivalry 8, and that's where she's going to become super freaking OP for PvP, for Clan Wars. So all of you filthy degenerate Krakens and whales out there that are thinking if this is worth it, to be honest, she's one of the best ones, because at the moment the current meta in Arena is running a fast Morgana, right? Use the A2, drop their attack gauge, and if you have the right team, they will never take a turn. Well, that won't happen anymore with Ceres in the team if you have her at Chivalry 8. Or if you have her faster than a Morgana, for example. And this is basically if you're planning to use a second team in your Clan Wars, you can use a very fast Ceres to buff with her A3. She will buff all of the team with attack gauge immunity, and you don't have to worry about Morgana dropping your ultimate gauge or anything like that. Then 100% chance to grant kaleidoscopic blessing to the ally with the lowest HP, which will reflect damage 200% once you're gonna have a higher chivalry, and 100% chance to gain increased attack 1 for 2 turns, and 100% chance to grant mirror image to a random ally for 1 turn. Mirror image will pretty much do the same thing. Basically put this buff on a different ally. Very powerful passives, guys. Super powerful hero, to be honest with you guys. But she is a support hero. She won't do damage or anything like that, even though her A1 doesn't do too bad, to be honest. So this one will attack one enemy, 65% attack damage. Each point of effect accuracy will increase the damage by 0.5% attack, which is pretty nice. The second skill, 100% chance to grant reflection state to one ally for 2 turns, which, upon being hit, applies a status that deals a set proportion of damage received to the target who attacked. So it's kind of like a reflect damage. Then, another 100% chance to grant perseverance to one ally for 1 turn, which, when target receives fatal damage, ignores damage. Perseverance recharges the number of times you can persevere every turn. Then 100% chance to inflict attack decrease 1 on each frost element enemy for 2 turns. This is not necessarily the best thing because it's specific to a element. So if you're going versus a lot of frost enemies, it's going to be good basically. With the A3 skill, 100% chance to grant each ally attack gauge decrease immunity for 2 turns. Now, this is a buff that cannot be removed, okay? So this immunity is not like a normal buff. This is something that I was actually not aware of. But when you have this, you cannot remove it from the enemy, okay? So Morgana's A2 won't be able to remove the buffs, to remove this specific buff anyway. So your team will be 100% immune to attack gauge decrease. Then 100% chance to inflict attack decrease 1 on each enemy for 2 turns, which is really good. And 100% chance to remove 2 buffs from each enemy. And charges vigor by 1. So you're going to remove 2 buffs as well from enemies, which is going to be massive in PvP, in PvE. You guys know the drill. The other relics, to be honest, I haven't really checked them just yet. But with the Frost Relic, again, you're going to deal damage. The A2 pretty much does the same, but this time around will inflict attack decrease on flame element enemy. And with the A3, attacks random enemies 1 at a time 5 times. Total damage, 185% attack. And the damage will increase for each point of effect accuracy. And 100% chance for the last 3 attacks to remove 1 buff. So if you're going versus 1 enemy, you can basically remove 3 buffs. And this could potentially deal a bit of damage, but it's 185% attack. Plus, of course, the effect accuracy can actually add in quite a bit of extra damage. With the Fire Relic, this will pretty much do the same. The A2 will pretty much do the same, but will inflict attack decrease on Storm Element, on the Storm Element. And the A3 attacks all enemies 2 times, total damage, 104% attack. The damage increases for each point of effect accuracy, and 100% chance for last hit to remove 2 buffs. My opinion, the best relic is the Storm Relic. As I mentioned, I'm not going to take this hero in as a damage dealer because we already have Badiver, we have Irat, we have tons of different damage dealers. We basically need more diversity in with the support heroes that we have in the game. So running her as a support is definitely the right thing to do. With the Reflect Gale, this is a very strong skill right here, so I prefer this over anything else. Now, let me just quickly show you the build that I have on her. Where is she hiding? As I mentioned, she's not maxed yet, nor the skills, nor the passive, nor the chivalry, right? I have a lot of work to do with the chivalry, but once I'm gonna get the chivalry up and running, so I'm 99% sure that what I'll be doing from here on, all of my memory stones will be going into her to get to Chivalry 8, because this will be massive for Clan Wars and PvP. I'm not the biggest fan of the arena, but I will 100% love clan versus clan, so I want to make sure I'm going to have a very strong team, a very strong hero in the team, so I'm 100% going to invest in her. But that's my personal take. Maybe you guys prefer playing more PvE content, and even in PvE content, there are a lot of dungeon bosses that will drop your attack gauge. If we're talking about the Forbidden Dungeon, etc., she will be very helpful with a high chivalry as well, you know. But this is a slow process. It's a long grind. Probably it's gonna take me quite a bit of time to get that done. And most likely, I will summon more to try and get 1 or 2 more copies. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to, right? Because I really want to get her chivalry up and running. Now, I have her built at the moment, guys, on a vigor and an accuracy set. As I mentioned, not built for damage, right? The more accuracy, effect accuracy on her, the better. So this is what I have currently on her. We have, of course, decent-ish survivability, 248 speed, 67 effect accuracy, and we have 26.5 hit accuracy. Just if the A1 hits, etc., we want to be able to make sure that we're not missing any of the hits. So, I have on the necklace a defense one. This is definitely something that I'm looking to change to something better. Maybe I'm going to give her attack to put in a couple of numbers. Maybe I'm going to give her HP to have slightly better survivability. I have a hit accuracy on the earrings, and I have attack speed on the ring. I need a 6-star just to be able to get more speed. We have an effect accuracy on the belt, and I have attack speed on the magic orb. Again, I need a 6-star in here to be able to make her faster. I want to make her faster to be able to buff, so I don't have to worry too much about anything else. So let me just quickly show you a couple of things that she can actually pull off. Now, I want to show you one arena fight or a couple of arena fights. I'm in low tier arena, only silver 4, so I'm not really going to find very strong opponents. I will have to find a team that has Morgana in here that's actually decent and has a good preset. So I'm going to take a trash team with her in there that don't really have a very good gear or anything like that. And I just want to show you basically how she will work versus Morgana. So I'm going to use the A3 right here, put a buff on, not like I need it just yet. Plus, of course, we have the very first buff that deflects the debuffs, right? So that's going to be really, really helpful. So let's go and attack somebody randomly. Doesn't really matter who. Just basic skills. Okay, you do that. Are we going to take a turn before that Morgana? Most likely we are not going to. Most likely we are not. So effect resistance, effect accuracy on. Beautiful. Okay. Miss all of your hits because you ain't doing nothing. Okay, so Morgana using the A2. No, she's not. She used the A3. Okay, so I need to find somebody that actually has presets on. That's the only thing. Being in low arena, you're not really going to find any good opponents. And I'm not even sure how many of them are actually bots, but they have no preset, right? So I'm quickly going to wipe this team. And then I'm going to try to find basically a better one. So we are landing some of the debuffs back on the enemies, which is really, really helpful, especially in PvE content. I feel like it's actually more powerful in PvE content than in PvP, to be honest. Decrease attack. Not like we really need it on Merlin, but hey, I'll take any debuff in there, right? Okay. And game over. Let's try to find a better one. I thought for a second that maybe this one will be good. So what do we have? Level 39, level 29. Maybe this level 39 has a preset on his Morgana. Let's hope so. It's so hard to make her justice right now because I don't have any good teams to basically use her versus. So when they're debuffing, at least that would show something good. When that mark comes on, but we need to make sure we still have the buff on in the meantime. Okay, so Morgana once again, she's not using the A2, she's using the A3. Will they have enough vigor though for the next round? Most likely they will, yeah. So she's probably going to use again the... You see, the ally attack with the A1, not a lot of damage or anything like that, but it can be helpful. So maybe Morgana will be forced now to use the A2 skill. Let's see. Hopefully. They only have one vigor, plus when they take a turn, they will recharge one more. So let's see. You see, attack gauge immunity and the buff cannot be removed. This is massive, guys, because at the moment, the most OP meta in Arena is Fast Morgana, right? I cannot make this team justice at the moment because I'm in lower tier Arena. That's why I'm using the team that I am to basically make sure I'm not killing them or anything like that. But this is going to be massive, especially once you're going to reach Chivalry 9. So Filthy Degenerate Krakens, as I mentioned, are really gonna love this one, especially for Clan Wars, because let's be honest, the real PvP now is going to be Clan Wars. Definitely not Arena. But who knows? In the future, they will do live Arena and different things like that, where she will become even more important, more relevant than at the moment. And I feel like since IRAT is probably the best legendary that they added on a rate up summoning thingy, right? If we are going to try I want to show you something. It's not that important, to be honest. It's not like we need it or anything like that. But I want to show you how the passive basically interacts in a dungeon. So if we're going to go versus the Plane of Beasts, and not just the passive, her skills in general. So right here, we don't have Chivalry 9. The boss could potentially decrease your attack gauge when he's attacking with I think the right task drops the attack gauge, if I'm not mistaken. So let's put some decrease attack speed right there, sorry. So what I want to show you is basically, you see they have the boss has the shield. When you're putting the reflect damage, that reflect damage will actually knock down one counter on the shield. It's not a big deal or anything like that, just in case if anybody was curious about the interaction. That's basically how it's going to work. So the reflect damage will work versus a shield like this, as long as your champion is alive. So champion hero. If they're not alive, it's not going to trigger it because they killed the hero, you see. The counter dropped to 9 from 10 because our hero survived. And the reflect damage is pretty nice. Now, the reflect damage will actually be much, much better in the Forbidden Dungeon. And that's, of course, when you're going to get to the 200% reflect damage. Some of the heroes in the Forbidden Dungeon hit so freaking hard, guys. At the moment, we had a reset. So whatever I'll be able to show you here are just super low stages and stuff like that. So it's not going to be anything interesting, unfortunately. Let's just take in a couple of random heroes with her. So when they hit super hard and you already have that buff on, it's going to be absolutely massive. Because reflecting 200% of the damage back onto the attacker, it has a chance to maybe even kill it. But probably it's not going to kill it because they have pretty high HP. But either way, it's going to be very helpful in the Forbidden Dungeon as well. So let's do a... Oh my god, I'm dealing too much damage. I gotta be careful. Don't kill them all. Rosier. Okay, so she died. She died. But whatever debuffs they were attempting to land on us are going back onto them anyway. So that's actually really, really helpful. So if we're going to do that, put a reflection state on Kai, if they're going to target a Kai. But this, once again, it will work much better on higher stages. It's pretty hard to show it to you guys right here. But without a doubt, she is going to be part of the new meta for PvP. And you can use her in different dungeons as well if you like, as a support. You're going to get a decreased attack. You're going to get the buffs. You're going to remove buffs from the enemy as well. And that's going to be good pretty much everywhere, especially in the Forbidden Dungeon. You can pair her with a Morgana on the higher stages, in the Hell campaign, etc. And basically get some massive value out of this hero. Personally, I'm a massive fan. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you tempted? You are not that interested in the hero because it's more PvP orientated. But as usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.